Welcome again to this week's Q Chat. I am Willie Pellov at the Halifax Herald, joined by Jeremy Fraser at the Cape Breton Post. How's it going, Jeremy?
It's going good. How are you?
Good, good. And Jason Malloy at the Charlottetown Guardian. What's up, Jason?
A lot. Willie, and yourself?
Just another week at work, right? So yeah, why don't we start with you, Jason. Pretty good showing by the Islanders against Quebec last weekend, and then getting Pascal that came back this week. So things are headed in the right direction over there.
Yeah, it's been a tough start for the team, but a single point doesn't seem like much in a 68-game regular season. But Saturday night's showing against one of the top teams in the Quebec Remparts, I think, is something they can certainly build on. They were trailing 4-1 midway through the game and end up tying it, forcing overtime, having chances to win it. And unfortunately, they didn't get the 2 points, but I think 1 point was well deserved that night for them. And it was a couple of their veterans that really sort of led the way. Keith Getson and Adam Marsh both had 2 goals, and then a couple of the defensemen, P.O. Joseph and Saku Vesterainen, had 3 and 4 assists, respectively. And then there's more good news tonight. Wednesday night, Ken is supposed to make his regular season debut after missing the first 7 games of the regular season while serving an 8-game suspension. And then Gregor McLeod is also getting closer. It was a possibility in Sydney, so we'll just see where he goes for the rest of the week.
Right on. Things going reasonably well in Sydney too, Jeremy. And of course, this weekend, it's home and home against the Moosehead. So first game is in Sydney. Tell us a little bit about what you can look forward to there.
Yeah, I think this is a game that a lot of Cape Breton fans are looking forward to. I know speaking with some of them over the past couple of weeks, they've been anticipating Halifax and Cape Breton to be 2 of the top teams in this division. And, I mean, it's kind of hard not to agree with them on that sense of when you look at the division. But I know Halifax has a little bit more offensive power than what the Eagles have. But the real story that I'm looking forward to is the goaltending. Both teams have solid goaltending, and I think that's going to be something to watch for throughout the season between Halifax and Cape Breton.
Yeah, that's a good point, because here in Halifax, of course, they have the game against Cape Breton back in Halifax on Saturday, and what we saw this past week was Blade Man Dixon getting a shutout and then getting a second start when he was really only supposed to be here to push Alex Gravel. So, I mean, it's a little early to call it a controversy, but you make a good point where you've got Mandalese and Jessamine there in Sydney. Both teams in Nova Scotia for the first time in a while have deep goaltending. So I don't want to paint it as a defensive battle, because I'm watching some of the players on the Eagles come along too. Alexis Laferriere had 3 assists in 1 game. So you've seen some signs of some new offense there too?
Yeah, that's the thing. What Marc-Andre Dumont's been stressing is it's going to be scoring by committee and points by committee, and it's kind of hard not to agree with him on that. Seeing the last couple of games where Cape Breton lost 7-2 to Moncton, they lost 4-1 to Rimouski, then picked up a big win in Shawinigan, beating the Cataracts 3-2, and then of course dropping the final game of the road trip 5-4 to Drummondville. But scoring by committee is going to be something that the Screaming Eagles look towards this year. There's not one guy that kind of stands out to do all the offense. And I mean, with Halifax, they have a well-rounded team that can put the puck in the net, and they've shown it already this season.
I think you can also look at the goaltending throughout the division. It's going to be strong every night, and Moncton's got great goaltending, good goaltending here in Charlottetown already this season, and in Bathurst and St. John as well.
Yeah, you're right. It's good across the board. So last note, the Halifax Otto Sompi's coming back, or hopefully they're going to get him back. That's the way they look at it this week. He's missed the whole season so far, with recovered from surgery. So events coming up. Anyway, thanks again, guys. Thanks, Jeremy, up in Sydney.
Thanks, Willie.
And we'll see you again next week, Jason, in Charlottetown.
Have a good week, guys.
All right, take care.